When I was in high school, in chemistry class, there was this poster that said, Heisenberg may have slept here, which was an allusion to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which basically says, talking about particles of matter, that if you measure where a particle is, then you can't know how fast it's moving. And if you measure how fast it's moving, then you can't know where it is. Because the act of measurement interferes with the thing that you're measuring. And it seems as though that when we attend to something, no matter what that thing is, we don't attend to other things. So I'm thinking about this as it applies to student assessment. Here in Manitoba, we've got a new report card being mandated by the provincial government. And one of the guidelines that they've published says that assessment for purposes of reporting on student progress cannot be based on tasks and has to rather be more focused on big ideas of the discipline being studied. So in your grade book, you can't have things like tests as a category, quizzes as a category, projects, assignments. Rather, you have to have things, you can't even have things like, a unit of study. Rather, it should be focused or structured around the big ideas of the discipline. So things like critical thinking, which emerges in every area of study, problem solving. And when we talk about problem solving in math, I don't mean words between numbers that get plugged into a formula, stuff that you really have to think about. So if these are the categories that we have to have in our grade books, critical thinking, problem solving, and more, what impact does that have on the kinds of assessments that we give our students? What sort of assessment in history assesses students' critical thinking, or in math, or science, or language arts, or languages, any kind of language? What kind of assessment would you design that shows critical thinking in anything that you teach?